Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here in the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Happy first practice on pads day. There's probably a better way to put that, but I can't think of it. Either way, training camp today in Latrobe, St. Vincent College, July 29th. It'll be the first practice in pads in this training camp. And to celebrate the occasion, we're going to look at 3 plays of Jaylen Warren just being an absolute beast in pass protection. Backs on backers is a very, very common, popular drill amongst fans who go and watch. It is a great drill. Friday Night Lights, they always do backs on backers. And last year, 2024, it got really intense. So much so that, Tomlin had to cool the jets a little bit the next day, and these guys take it very seriously. Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back coming in, he's taking it. That's all he talks about is pass protection. He's already confident what he can do as a runner, and he's put a lot on tape at Iowa. We've dove into that here on this channel, shortly after the draft. But pass protection matters, and it's not just about the ability to square somebody up. It's also about knowing where to go. And Jaylen Warren here is one of the best in the league at doing this. I don't care what PFF grades him. Their grading system, again, is flawed. When you consistently watch him pick up pass protection, you cannot say he's one of the 5 best running backs in the league when it comes to picking this stuff up. And a lot of it is technique. A lot of it, again, is knowing where to go. And Zach Frazier described it over the weekend at training camp as he's almost another lineman back there. It's like we can put him on an island like a lot of teams can't do with their running back. And here are some examples of it. The Bengals here are, moving guys around, showing some exotic pressure. You're going to end up having a 5-man rush here. 23 is going to be bringing pressure from the edge. Freiermuth is going out for a pass, so he's not there. So you've got your 5 offensive linemen, and then you have Warren. So you have 6 on 5. You have the advantage. But what ends up happening? Okay, so you got one-on-ones here. Mason Cole is going to go help here with 92, and then Broderick Jones is going to be on an island with 96. That leaves if anybody does come off of the other edge. So that means, by the way, this means protection is shifted to the right, okay? Protection is shifted to the right. That's probably called at the line, and the Bengals probably know that. They probably, have a good idea. Okay, protection is going to the right, and you can usually tell by which way the direction the center goes. If he goes to the right, then protection is usually shifted to that side. So protection is shifted to the right, which means if anybody has to come off the weak side or off the back side of the protection, that means Warren's got to pick it up. He's going to be the guy to clean it up. And again, you don't do this with a running back you don't trust in pass protection, and that's exactly what they have. Warren steps up and completely neutralizes him. Nice, clean pocket for Mason Rudolph to make a throw, and this just so happens to be a touchdown pass to George Pickens. So it pays off, and this is, again, why it's so important to be able to trust your running back in pass protection. When you have a guy back there that can do the things that Jaylen Warren can do, you can shift your protection knowing that, hey, if our backside gets exposed, we know that Jaylen Warren can clean it up for us. And that's exactly what happens. Again, protection shifted to the right. Everything's going that way. Those 4 rushers are all taken care of by that protection. Anybody who might come off of this edge is going to be picked up by Warren. He picks it up, neutralized. Even if Rudolph didn't throw that pass right then, that guy's not getting there. Warren continues to engage with that. I mean, a DB on Warren's almost not fair. So let's actually go to a play where he picks up somebody who's not a DB, okay? Here we go. This ends up being a 6-man rush here. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got the lineman. You have a tight end here, and then you have Warren. So you could be in max protection here. But what ends up happening is Hayward here at tight end kind of chips and then releases for a route. So it's not fully max protection. You get a chip there from the tight end. But then Warren is also here, again, to help clean things up. And so, again, protection shifted to the right, which means, again, if protection shifted to the right, where does Warren go? Okay, well, that means the linemen here are going to be going in this direction. So if this guy comes here, then, Cole's got to pick him up. Big old 92 here, he ends up actually dropping back and getting into coverage here, while 33 brings pressure. And so, again, when you shift protection to the right, that means that your backside could be exposed. So what happens, and this helps kind of disguise the protection as well, when you have the running back on the side in which the protection is being shifted, he can then come over here and then throw any blocks that need to be thrown, right? That way, these guys can pick up who they need to pick up. And then, if, you don't want your tight end on an island with Trey Hendrickson here, right? So that means your tackle is going to be picking up the edge. So what happens if this guy rushes here? Okay, well, that means Warren would have to go pick him up. So that's what happens. And Warren, again, up against a linebacker. This is all matching up very, very well in terms of protection. And Warren, I mean, that's a good little and again, nice clean pocket for the quarterback. A quarterback's job is a lot easier when he can have a pocket like this consistently. And one of the things that helps with that is having a running back who can do this kind of stuff that Jaylen Warren's doing. This pass ends up being incomplete, but either way, we're going over pass protection here. This is one that I thought was really interesting because the Seahawks run a stunt here. Bush is coming up here. Devin Bush, former Steeler, is coming up the middle here. And then Wagner's going to loop around. And again, when you look at, again, protection, again, going to the right. And normally, if the Seahawks aren't running a stunt here, this would be your matchup right here. Warren going to get Devin Bush. You get this. I mean, you're matched up pretty well. But whenever this guy is trying to go in, and so he can free Wagner to go in, so you get the double team there, but Wagner is looping around. And he's got a clear lane right now because Warren's engaged. And watch Warren get off of the block with Bush and then wall off Wagner. Now, that's not the greatest technique in the world, but that is sheer will of nobody's getting to my quarterback. This is unreal. This is not just, hey, let me wall off let me put Devin Bush on the ground, but let me also wall off Bobby Wagner looping around so that I can give my quarterback time to throw this ball. And again, I don't know how Rudolph gets this off flat-footed. One of his best throws is a Steeler. But again, it is that sheer will by Jaylen Warren. And he never shies away from physicality. That was known coming out when he was coming out of Oklahoma State. That was already known, but it's still one thing to actually see it play out in person. So, and play out in the NFL level and consistently. His pass protection was, I went back and read the scouting reports last night before recording this. Pass protection was a serious concern with Jaylen Warren. And he has turned into a phenomenal blocker in pass protection. And this is a big reason why, of being able to not just have the technique. Again, it's one thing to win a battle of wills and backs on backers. It's something else entirely to be able to identify and pick up blitzers in a called pass protection. And knowing where to go, and being able to pick up stunts, different things like this. This is special stuff from Jaylen Warren. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Anybody who's going out to practice today, hope you enjoy it. It's always a great day, first practice in pads. We'll be covering it in depth on DKPittsburghSports.com and our Steelers feed. I'll have all details that from practice. I'm excited for it. It's always a fun day out in Latrobe on a day like this. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you on the flippity flip. We'll see you later.